quick tip, just how to put your fingers on the frets of the guitar, on the neck. It's sometimes your fingers just go down at weird angles and the notes sound bad. So we're going to take a close-up now at exactly how to position your fingers on the frets. Okay, let's take a really close look at what your finger does to play a note. If I'm playing a note at the 3rd fret of the 1st string, I have to be right there, virtually in contact with the fret but behind it. If I'm over the fret, it'll sound like this. If I'm way behind the fret, it'll sound like this. If I'm halfway in the middle, I can get an okay sound, but I have to push really hard. Now I'm pushing hard, and I got a clean sound, but I just used up way too much energy. So the biggest thing about your left hand, get really close to the frets. Play the note right there. If I'm playing a note with my 2nd finger, right at the 2nd fret. My 1st finger, right at the 1st fret, not back here. Listen to what that sounds like. On the bass notes, it's even worse. If I'm back here trying to play a low F, and if I get close to the fret with the same amount of pressure, I was not pushing any harder right now than I was a minute ago. Here I'm not using enough pressure to push down. I could push harder, but I'm going to way more work than I have to. So if I'm back here, I got to push really hard, or I can move it up and barely push. So when you play a note with your fingers, of course you always play notes with your fingers, except for the open ones. Most people don't have too much trouble hitting the open strings. That's a right hand problem. We'll look at that in another tip. Anyway, close to the frets. That's what I like to see, and you really got to focus on it. It seems so much easier to play halfway in the middle. Don't do it. Get to the fret.